Hey guys, now we're going to go over our quick write. Your quick write should be on page 9 in your interactive workbook for My Perspectives. Your quick write wants you to answer the writing prompt: in what situations can one generation learn from another? So again, remember we always want to do our tag at the beginning. So I'm going to indent. I'm going to say, in the narrative nonfiction story Grounded, the narrator and her grandmother learn from each other even though they are from different generations. So that's my first sentence. And you'll notice in the first sentence I have my title, Grounded. Oops, I need a comma here. There's no author except for the narrator. And that does not say narrator. Oh, that's narrative. Sorry, guys. So, and then I have in the narrative nonfiction, so that's our genre. We don't have an author's name, so that's not listed, and we have the listed of our story. The narrator and her grandmother learn from each other, even though they are from different generations. So here I have, in what situations can one generation learn from another? So I have that they're going to learn from each other, even though they're from different generations. So I'm answering part of the question, and now I'm going to have to provide what I've answered using text evidence. I'm going to have to support that. So I'm going to say, Grandma seems to teach the narrator the important lesson about her parents. I'm going to change the to "and" because that's my typo. An important lesson about her parents. Then I'm going to, instead of putting a period here, I'm going to put a colon, and I'm going to tell you what that lesson is. They have her best interests in mind, so they must have grounded her for a reason. So that's my first section, or my first piece of information. Then I'm going to say, likewise, Grandma learns from the narrator. Period. If the narrator is grounded for a good reason, her parents reluctance to allow Grandma to drive is likely rooted in concern for her own well-being. And so here again, I've talked about what we have now. So both lessons that have been learned by each character. Now I'm going to add a second paragraph to this, and my next paragraph is going to say how the text shows this. The text shows that people shouldn't judge each other based on age. If we keep an open mind, we can learn regardless. Ooh, sorry guys, that's bad. Regardless of age. Okay. The next sentence we have is what's, we're going to talk about a little bit about the importance. So what's important is not to get caught up in the belief that we can't learn anything from older or younger. All right, and so now I've answered our question. So in this one, we started off again with our tag. In the narrative nonfiction story Grounded, the narrator and her grandmother learn from each other, even though they are from different generations. And then I moved into the two lessons that were learned. Grandma seems to teach the narrator an important lesson about her parents. They have her best interest in mind, so they must have grounded her for a reason. Then I moved to our second one. Likewise, Grandma learns from the narrator. If the narrator is grounded for a good reason, her parents' reluctance to allow Grandma to drive is likely rooted in concern for her own well being. Then I want to again explicitly state what the text says. The text shows that people shouldn't judge each other based on age. So these are the inferences that we can make. If we keep an open mind, we can learn regardless of age. And then what's important is not to get caught up in the belief that we can't learn anything from older or younger people. I hope this helps, and let me know if you guys have any more questions.